Is there going to be a lecture here?
Hi, Manish.
Hi.
Hi, Manish.
Hi,
Hi,
Aditi.
everybody.
Aditi, we want to see you.
Yeah, I'm going to do. I have to drive. I have to take my three somewhere. So give me a minute and then I will come on.
Okay, no worries.
It's very strange. The backbenchers have their cameras on right now.
I know. I was a compulsory front bencher because of my last name. I had no choice.
It's not a lecture. Just 10 minutes and then your batch will be interactive.
I missed every anatomy lecture. Wow.
Aditi, from your heart, you're always a backbencher.
I love it.
I can't tell if Sanjeev has a picture on or if he's live.
Hello, Badal.
Yes, sir.
Badal, ready? Sir. Can we start?
Just a minute.
Yeah. Just we are waiting for you now. Okay.
Yeah, Badal done. We can start. Yes.
Okay, done.
Sir,
great.
We can start.
Varun and Aditi can start off.
Yes, sir. Okay. Good evening to everyone present here. The Dr.M.V.L.Kothari Chair and Division of Medical Humanities and the Gosumec Alumni Association, under the patronage of Dr. Sangeeta Rawat, Dean, Sage GS Medical College and KM Hospital, welcome you to this session of Reminiscence. I would request Badal sir to play the new video on the Division of Medical Humanities. Okay. It is the students, past and present, that make our college what it is. So as our twin institutes move towards the centenary, we want to give a virtual platform to every batch of GSMC to share the fondest memories of college. Their thoughts and emotions will be preserved forever in the form of these reminiscences. I would request Badal sir to show the GA membership form. To remain connected to our alma mater and informed about the activities in KEM, including a centenary celebration, we request you to become members of the Gosumec Alumni Association, GAA, the official alumni body at say GSMC. All the details and this membership form are available on the KEM website. I would request Badal sir to show the Gosumec Foundation slides. The Gosumec Foundation was established in California, United States, to give back to our alma mater, which has helped so many professionally and personally. The website allows you to enjoy nostalgic content, including history of our institution, medical humanities, archives, and much more. The first slide shows the web address, and at the footer of the website are links to social media accounts, including YouTube, from where you can access virtual reunions. So, yes. The mission of the Gosumec Foundation, which is connect, contribute with 3 T's and engage. Connect the global Gosumecs with our alma mater, contribute to our alma mater's development by sharing the 3 T's, which are time, talent, and treasure. Engage Gosumecs with nostalgic media on a continued basis and enable global networking. And of course, we would like to show you how to access the Google form to do so. So the third slide shows you how to access the Google form, which many of you may have filled already from the link which was circulated by a group lead. So the objective of this form is to connect with each other and the alma mater. The Gosumec Alumni Association, GAA, which is the official alumni body at say GSMC and KMH. This information will be secure between GAA and Gosumec Foundation and will later be used to create a secure searchable database. Looking forward to Gosumec supporting our mission, connect, contribute, and engage. So now I would like to request our coordinators, Dr. Jagriti and Dr. Parikshit, to take over the proceedings.
Good morning, good evening, and good afternoon to all my friends. I am so glad that we are meeting today. And we have said that life does not always give us a second chance. But for people like me who missed the reunion this year, for reasons which a lot of us know, this has given me another opportunity to meet all of you, and I'm so glad that I'm so thankful that GS Medical College and the Humanities Division, which is linked to our very favorite Dr. Kothari sir, has given us this opportunity to be together. And all of you as friends, I mean, I'm sure all of us are archived in each other's minds, like how we saw the archives of GS Medical College. And I have made a small tweaking of a poem or a very popular song, which I want to just start off today's program with. ये दौलत भी ले लो, ये शोहरत भी ले लो, भले छीन लो मुझसे मेरी जवानी, मगर मुझको लौटा दो GS मेडिकल कॉलेज का आंगन, वो दोस्तों की मस्ती, वो अतरंगी यारी, वो दोस्तों की मस्ती, वो अतरंगी यारी। मेडिकल लाइफ की सबसे निशानी पुरानी, वो T3 लेक्चर हॉल में डॉक्टर M.L. कोठारी, वो MLK की बातों में पैशन था गहरा, वो एनएट के D हॉल में कैडेवर्स का पहरा, बुलाए नहीं भूल सकता है कोई, वो MBBS के दिनों की अनोखी कहानी, वो दोस्तों की मस्ती, वो अतरंगी यारी। कभी रात भर दोस्तों से गप्पे लड़ाना, and this is much true for all my hostelite friends, कभी रात भर दोस्तों से गप्पे लड़ाना, USMLE plans बनाना, बना के मिटाना, वो मासूम चाहत की तस्वीर अपनी. So USMLE plans is for all my friends who are right now joining us from the US. So USMLE plans बनाना, बना के मिटाना, and then all the couples of our batch, वो मासूम चाहत की तस्वीर अपनी, वो ख्वाबों खिलौनों की जागीर अपनी, न दुनिया का गम था न रिश्तों के बंधन, बड़ी खूबसूरत थी वो जिंदगानी, वो दोस्तों की मस्ती, वो अतरंगी यारी, मुझे लौटा दो वो जीएस मेडिकल कॉलेज का आंगन, वो दोस्तों की मस्ती, वो अतरंगी यारी. I'm sure this resonates with all of us today here.
Superb, Jayu, superb.
And taking it
Give the
forward
mic.
from here,
Lovely.
I'm just going to share this beautiful PowerPoint, which Harshad has toiled over and made so beautifully. Just to take us back to those wonderful days and the journey that we've all had through those years. So let's just have a look at this. Please tell me if you can hear a nice track in the background.
No.
Volume.
We can just hear it, can't see. Parikshit?
It's not playing.
Okay, it started playing.
Yeah, I started playing. Can't hear.
Can't hear the track.
Parikshit.
Parikshit, you
Audio.
can put it on Spotify. Supe sir and Karnat sir. Madai land. These are our reunion memories. And that's the cup Aditi is holding. Anagha's dance. Only just spout.
So that's where we are at 2023. It's been a wonderful journey for all of us. And we are really signed up for life as far as GSMC batch of 92 goes. Jagu.
So we are also a batch of many firsts. I realized while I was trying to work for this, ours is the batch who had one of the maximum upheavals in our first MBBS, apart from the fact that we had friends who have come from all over the world to come to study in GS Medical. So there are people who came from the smallest districts or rural places of Maharashtra, coming in from different parts of North India, South India, and of course, apne Bombayites to the hi. But ours was the first MBBS who went through a lot of things, and I'm sure Parikshit, you can tell us a little more about what actually happened to us in the first MBBS.
So first MBBS was, of course, mind-boggling. And I thought maybe we should ask some of the people who've come, completely diverse backgrounds as to what their thoughts were. So do you want to start, Jagruti?
No, you can ask your Sobo friend.
You want me to ask my wife a question?
Absolutely.
Okay, then here we go. So Parul, this one is for you. This is, the first impressions, the first thoughts when you got admission. I won't say we happened much later. First impressions, first thoughts about getting admission in GS. What you thought about the whole, first day, that whole scene of getting admitted, the queues and all. Come, let's hear from you.
So the first day, first show, I have a memory of walking in all alone, wearing a pair of fashionable jeans, which I thought were really fashionable, wearing a t-shirt, coming independently. I didn't have my parents along, and standing in line in front, and I was behind all the Latur heavyweights, and realized I was the only girl wearing jeans. And I realized I was the odd one out, and thought I must find somebody because peer pressure. I'm 18 years. I am superficial. And I found another girl called Mansi. And I told her, come, let's stand together, safety in numbers. She was also wearing jeans. And then we both started talking that nobody is wearing jeans. And then we hear another little, I would not say elderly, middle-aged woman coming up and saying, oh, you two girls are wearing jeans. I have company for you. My daughter is not only wearing jeans, she's wearing tight jeans with a tight t-shirt, and she is sitting inside the bathroom with her friend. There walks in Aditi and her friend Mansi, as well as Meghna. And then we had Deepika. So we superficial girls became friends on the basis of our jeans. And I think the superficiality has gone to being in depth, and we are friends for life. But I have mixed feelings about it. And I wish I had made more friends at times when I was in GS. And I realized I made more friends in the reunions, and I really, really enjoyed that. So here's to more reunions, at least from my side. And of course, I met my life partner, and I think I must at least
acknowledge him.
Although we are sitting in separate rooms today, because that's how we are really, really happy.
So GS was really good for Parikshit.
Yeah.
Very healthy.
You are my friend first, the jeans friend.
Yes.
I want to ask the same question to Meenakshi. She was numero uno, the number one of the batch. Meenakshi, are you there? Meenakshi Nalwale, if you're there, give us a hoot. I think she'll probably join in a few minutes. If not, then maybe I can go to Sunny or or KD if they are here, just to get the North Indian touch into the whole thing? Okay. Then maybe Manish, would you like to share your memories of getting admitted the first day?
So I grew up in Lucknow and I came through All India PMT, and my first stop was not actually GS. I was, I was ranked nationally to go to medical college in Nagpur. I spent 3 months there. But while I was there, they had what they called, I even forgotten the name of that thing, but it's called a bunk. Like nobody attended for months and everybody just went home. So I go in there with my parents to the admission and then take the same train back to Lucknow. So I actually only attended a few weeks and I come to, but while I was in Nagpur, we had this opportunity to move up on the waiting list. And some of the local Maharashtrian people told me, there is a college in Bombay. It was very hot in Nagpur. They said there's a college in Bombay which has air-conditioned lecture theater and an air-conditioned cadaver, cutting station and a swimming pool and a cricket stadium. So and that's GS. So I said, that is my top priority. Until that time, I thought I was going to JJ. So I reached actually KM in February, I remember February 7th of 1993. So not technically 1992. And half the cadaver was gone by the time I reached there. Because you guys had already, you were moving ahead as planned and you were not on a full bunk. So I my first few months was just catching up. I remember staying back on the, in the summer vacation and working with Amit Goswami on head and neck dissection, and Dr. Kishore, like staying back and helping us out. He would like come on days off and during summer vacation to just help us. So those are my first few memories, to just like settling in and catching my breath and getting along with everybody else.
That's really good to know. So moving on to I'm sure there were people apart from the North Indian guys who joined in. Like I want to ask Sharad, what did hostel life, like adjusting to Mumbai, life in Mumbai, its language, the culture, was it like a shock to you? I mean,
not kind of a shock, but definitely it was very surprised. Okay, because I face two-pronged issues. Okay, one is getting into a world-famous academic institute, and with the baggage of expectations that we had earned through our schooling and all. And the second is creating our home away from home. And on the first day, meaning when I was traveling with my brother-in-law, actually, because my parents were living in a village, so they don't know anything about, they didn't know about Mumbai and all. So they sent me with my brother-in-law. So on the way only, I got the feeling about Mumbai, and there was a big traffic jam at Lonavala. So almost like 10, 12 hours. And then I was actually worried whether we will reach on time or no. But somehow we could reach Mumbai next day. And so the another issue, then in the hostel, see, it is like completely new thing. Okay, like I was never away from my home. Okay, all these years, and so it is like we are creating new friends. So roommates are like parents, and warden is like a grandparent, and it is like, see, we were sailing through all these good and bad times. Okay, but particularly those bad times. Okay, and you can actually imagine, okay, like when somebody falls ill. Okay, I remember I had very high grade fever, and it was midnight. Okay, and my roommates actually, they were putting sponge on my hand, trying to reduce the temperature, because I think I already had a crocin 1 hour back, so I could not repeat that, and the midnight, so that way. So like it is very nice. Okay, that I made my best friends there. And I'm continuing that. And yes, Meaning maybe those days during the academic years, I may not have made many friends, but because the WhatsApp and our reunions, I think I have made many more friends, and I think I will continue doing that, and I will cherish, and I will, yes, continue doing that. Thank you.
Yes, so true, Sharad. I think the WhatsApp group has actually bonded us. So one of the few things about social media that I'm really happy about is that it's brought all of us together on a daily basis. Also, thanks to people like Kalyan, who made all of us write about each other for birthdays, that made us recount our memories with them. And I would also want to, at this platform, want to thank Ashutosh, Parikshit, Avnish, Harshad for always coming up with this reunion and doing all the dirty work before all of us can really enjoy that 1 or 2 days of togetherness. So I'm sure all of us resonate those gratitude ka feelings for them, and you are always going to be in charge. So kabhi aisa sochna mat ki hum log apne sar pe lenge. So
Ashutosh, ye tere liye.
Okay, moving on to anybody else wants to recount any specific experiences of, say, dissection hall or in the labs? Like we can move forward from first MBBS onwards to second MBBS. Milind had shared how he was, kind of made to become the Bakra in physiology experiments for checking and, checking blood pressures and all that. But unfortunately, he's not today with on the meeting with us. So anybody wants to share? I think Kondi or Choru, that's Jayesh, if anybody wants to just kind of talk about it. Are they on the participants?
Jayesh is there.
Yeah, Jayesh.
Hi, Jagruti. Thanks for inviting. Actually, you all people have made great efforts, and I'm really thankful for making this event happen. Actually, for me, I feel the anatomy dissection hall was a kind of a very bad smell emanating from there. So I was little, at shock. We are supposed to do dissection of these dead bodies and all, and then but the anatomy department, all the our lecturers and professors, they were so great in their teaching, and they made the subject so lucid to us and so interesting that uh, uh, ultimately, as time progressed, I got very much interested into anatomy. And Natarajan sir, he used to give bones and everything to take us back home. And if we don't return on time, he would, third time if you don't return on time, then he won't let the bone given again. So I had made a promise that I will not allow the third time to happen. So, so somehow, I used to take bones at home and then come give it back on time regularly. And SK sir was very good. I really admire the knowledge that he imparted on us. And during dissection, Athavya madam was very good, and I remember a lot of them. The more important part that I actually remember is that we had a group of, Amrish Patange was with me in a dissection room, and we used to have a lot of chat. So that was also great part. So anyway, that has actually evolved now. We have grown up, and we are now still going back in time and bonding with each other. And we have got great friends. More than the education that we have got great friends like all of you all. I'm thankful for that. So that's how I can, conclude my actually uh, thoughts.
Okay, so another important like first that I was talking about, we are a batch of first. So Natarajan sir, you would remember that ours was the first batch when you all changed the music of the dissection hall from the Bollywood types to classical music, and somewhere after the first few months, we were forced to hear instrumental music during dissection hall. So do you remember that?
Now Alzheimer's has set in. So your memory should be greater than mine.
Sir, nobody can surpass yours.
At what point of time we changed. I don't recall, but it was somewhere around that time. Yeah.
And ours was the first batch which probably got suspended for a few days because there was some mishap that happened in the T3 hall.
No, there was no mishap. It was purposely torn, the seat.
Yeah.
And I agree with you, Jagruti. I don't remember any batch not having anatomy classes for 1 week. I mean, we were young and a bit stupid, so we thought it's a mini vacation. And of course, eventually things did work out. And
no, we had some gracious friends from our batch who owned up.
Yes, and that brought an end to the vacation of anatomy lectures, and we started working again. Going back to the firsts, I think our batch was probably the first where an MBBS university exam was postponed, and this was because of a very, very sad event which happened.
Right.
And that was the earthquake which affected Latur, and so many of our roommates, of our classmates who are from Latur, just as every batch. And I believe this was the first time that an MBBS university exam was postponed. I don't know if people were personally affected, but there was a lot of upheaval. And again, young minds, it was so easy to get affected by these events. The riots, for example, in the very beginning of our first MBBS, it was such a stark event. We were at Avishkar, we were having a jolly good time, and then literally all hell broke loose. We were too inexperienced, we were too immature to help in any way. But those of us who made it to the casualty to have a peek at what was going on probably have those images imprinted in our minds and brains forever and ever. So yes, lots of firsts, lots of stark events which shaped our memories of those times. But there were happy ones too.
I remember
like the first AIMS trip, for example. Sorry, Jagruti, you were saying something.
No, in continuation with the riots, one very good thing that happened and which taught us the importance of kindness was Rambhai's mess.
Oh, of course.
That canteen. He actually opened up his entire mess and he made food for everyone, gave it to us free of cost. And I think that is the level of empathy and kindness that he showed all of us. And as doctors, who are eventually going to become doctors, it was a way that, with whatever little that you have in life, how you can help people when they are in need. I think I remember spending the night in the girls' hostel and how the girls opened up their hearts to let us into their rooms and all. So I think those are those very good memories also of the riots that I carry back through all this time. And yes, Parikshit, you were talking about AIMS trip.
Yeah, the AIMS trip. And, wonderful bonding. We all really came to know each other. They say until you've kind of shared a meal, you've been staying with somebody for like 24 hours, you don't know what's on the agenda really. So it was a wonderful experience going out of town.
We still don't know each other.
Huh?
I said we've been together 25 years. We still don't know each other.
We are finding out slowly.
That's the secret of a successful marriage. Separate rooms and not knowing each other.
So one other wonderful program that we had during our first MBBS quite early on was Shidori. And this was, like a in modern terms, one would call it an induction. So Meghna, I believe you know one of the mentors very well. So would you like to talk about that whole mentor experience and Shidori, please?
See, it was a very good program initiated where the small batches were made and there was one mentor assigned to every batch. We all know that. Now, luckily for me, my mentor turned out to be my husband in the future years, and we're still going strong 25 years next year. So it worked out really, really well for me. And of course, we had Urmila Thatte ma'am, who was a real inspiration.
I think there was a lot of, not very overt, but there was a lot of covert hand holding. And that doesn't, I'm not referring to Meghna and Mandar. I'm just saying in general, I mean, the mentors were really very supportive. They might have ragged us earlier on when we entered MBBS and all, but I think Deepika also might want to shed some light on this whole thing.
See, I was not as lucky, so I was assigned to a very good friend who became a very good friend, Atul Devkar, but all my friends were assigned to Mihir. And he had a batch of 8 girls, and he would very nicely go to the cafeteria with all of them. And I would initially go along just to tag along with Parul and Mansi. And yeah, totally pure intentions at that point.
Yeah, sure. So he didn't know you, and that's why you guys got together.
Yes, yes.
Got it. So, I mean, there was a lot happening in first year, and the whole environment, it was fun. So, Jagruti, do you want to talk about the displays and?
Yeah. I think Sheila and if I'm not mistaken, Vishal is also here. Sheila is surely here. I just saw her name. If Sheila could throw some light, because she was the creative. I think you had also won the creative competition at AIMS, like how Deepika was Miss Pulse at AIMS. And Sheila had won the creative writing at a level that was AIMS used to be like one of the big events in the first MBBS time. So Sheila was in charge of the WPM department. She was the editor of Gosumec 94. So Sheila, could you share your experiences about it? Is she there? I just saw her name briefly. I think she is gone away. Is Vishal Jaikar or somebody there to talk about? Would Sanjeev want to add? Because I think at this point of time,
they were quite active, yes.
Sanjeev used to be, even right now, you look at the kind of comments he keeps putting in our group and all. So Sanjeev, do you have any memories from those times?
No, actually, I think I joined in the second year. But yeah, we had a very active, participation on the wall. It was all writing on the wall, as we used to say, for GSMC. A lot of, comments, counter comments. I think we really kept the group very active with that wall. So, thanks to Sheila and me, we really put up a great job, with that. So we had really good fun putting it all together.
Yeah, and we also had Venkatesh, who was of the Marathi Vangmay Mandal, and he still writes very well. So here he is. So
yeah, hi everyone. I think the first and second MBBS, really, they were fun days. I can't say what people have asked us to do during ragging. Maybe Kalyan knows it. And nights together, we have completed the journals of our seniors, and that's where we practice the histology diagrams, that copying in the first for our exams. So we used to take it more positively. Kalyan broke his leg in the first year, second term, and I think we were parents in the hostel when he had the injury to his fibula and the fracture for 6 weeks. Kalyan also used to write for the walls. I was editing the Marathi Vangmay Mandal, and Dr. Dhanukar madam, I duly acknowledge her because she gave a good opportunity, even Dr. Urmila Thatte. And it was nice time that we share at that time. I think people are still writing in Marathi Vangmay Mandal, or even the cultural secretaries are doing it. But those days funds were literally different from what we see today, because more digitization has happened in KM as of now.
Sorry. So lots of literary events which happened, and lots of things which shaped us, really. I mean, going forward. And this is a question that I want to ask Ashutosh and Manoj. I hope you guys recognize your actual names when I say them, because you might not be used to hearing those things. Okay, Singh and Singhu, yaar, abhi kya? Ab to samjha na? So I want you guys to talk about, probably the most important element of why GS was GS, and that was the faculty. I mean, we were really lucky to have an absolutely magnificent bunch of teachers. And I'm sure all of us know in our hearts that they've not only taught us anatomy, physiology, biochemistry, but way beyond that. So, Singh, your views on this, and then I'll ask Singhu the same question.
Parikshit, see, when we come to a medical school, we have a lot of, as somebody has already pointed out, a lot of expectations from ourselves and a lot of expectations from others, which probably are to fulfill. And teachers are an integral part of that whole process. I mean, apart from whatever fun we used to have, teachers, I still believe that the first MBBS, the subjects are the founding stones of whatever we are today in our clinical practice. And can't be more thankful to our basic sciences teachers in our first and second MBBS, especially we had got great anatomy teachers. I can't name anybody because everybody was so good. And same in physiology and biochemistry. I remember because every day I kind of mentally calculate Krebs cycle I use every day. Nobody probably will be using Krebs cycle more than me. Every time I arrest the heart, it entirely depends on Krebs cycle. So, and then I thank my biochemistry team that, okay, fine, that's the importance of oxygen. So similarly, when we entered second MBBS, so the whole clinical medicine and clinical things opened up, and I kind of met my Dronacharya there, Dr. Avinash Supe, and he's still my mentor for life, I was just seeking somebody who can just want me to become a surgeon. Like I wanted to become a surgeon, but I had no clue. The kind of background I came from, I had no idea. It's an honest confession that I thought that MBBS is for 3 years, boss. सच बोलता हूँ मैं. मेरे को मालूम नहीं था कि 4.5 साल का कोर्स है. When I came to MBBS, I thought it is only for 3 years. First year MBBS, second year, third year, and I'll be out. And from that, naivety, I just entered medicine, and then I wanted to become a surgeon. So when I met Dr. Supe, I thought, okay, fine, whatever he says, whatever he does, I will try and follow that and want to become his student. And then slowly and steadily, we all progressed. They are such selfless teachers. They used to come and teach us and take rounds. And those rounds were attended by hundreds of us. If you remember 12 rounds every Friday, they were the points where we have learned a lot. So, I just became like today, whatever I am today. And I still have Dr. Karnad with me, even in Jupiter, to help me. That's the best part. Even today, though I don't directly interact with him, but his presence in the hospital makes me comfortable. His sir is there. That his presence is enough for me. So I can't thank my teachers more for being very lucky here.
Wonderful. Singhu, go ahead.
After saying there is nothing left to talk, but I would just like to add a few things.
That's normal, but still you have to say something.
Yeah, and I'm far. It's like that's the advantage of this virtual meeting. You can talk anything and you can get away with it.
No,
so
it's
now
being recorded.
Yeah, I know. And I don't practice, so I don't care. So now
Manu is an artist, artist.
Yeah. So I would like to add a few things. One, like I didn't know about KEM till the last day of the form submission. Like my father was a government servant, like he was a clerk at the Bombay Health Department. So for us, everything was JJ. So I filled up the form, and in the last day, someone said, "Yaar, tune municipal ka form bhara ki nahi?" So there was a huge celebration ki yaar apna, because there is no doctor before me or after me in the entire Singarakia clan. Because looking at my condition, no one thought that we should become doctor. And before that, we never had the IQ of becoming a doctor. So, so I had a wonderful time. Like I was a very shy person. Like, can you believe that? I was a shy person. In Ruia, I used to never talk with anyone. Like I was all, then I think the pulse happened, it was more like Nirvana. It was liberation. It was like, like the real Singhu came out. And apart, like we had wonderful teachers, like Dr. M.L.K. sir, Dr. Kothari sir, Dr. Lupa ma'am, S.K. Supe sir, Karnat sir, like the contribution that all these people have in my life is is beyond words. It's something. But apart from that, I would like to add the friends that I made during my days in KEM. Today I am a surgeon only because of saying Paru, Harshad. It's because of them that I could sail through those turmoil years. It's the friends like people like Jaggu, Parek, like the people around us. In fact, I used to feel that I was the bond between the Bombayites and the hostelites, because for me it was so much fun to be with everyone. So I have innumerable anecdotes, which I think the time frame here will be very less. So I will leave it for some other day for one more reunion. But I'm really blessed to have you all as my batchmates.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
We can see
we need weeks of reunion for Singhu to come and keep on
Absolutely.
talking. 100%.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Absolutely.
I mean,
And we can see Singhu's favorite right there in the background.
Yeah.
Blessing him from right there. And we know what he was referring to when he spoke about the deep influences and the positives that he took out of KEM on that 5.5-year journey. Not 3 years, Singh, please.
We are still betting on Singhu's painting.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Parikshit, it is so difficult for me to believe that, I was such an introvert when I joined, and it's because of Singhu, Harshad and Paru. And Pandya, of course. Pandya was an integral element of all the Kidas we used to do.
Absolutely.
And so Pandya, Singhu, Paru, Harshad, like these are the people who made me what I am today. I don't know. I will not classify myself at any place, but whatever I am today because of these 4-5 people. And that is thanks to KEM.
We are really ashamed.
Okay, so that's what we have about the faculty. I think we can go on to, what the physical environment was like. So, Jagruti, do you want to?
Yeah, I think Mona and Pragati both are here on the group, on the Zoom meet today. And Mona and Pragati have been true GSIs from the time that they have entered to now. Both of them are in the Department of Pathology. So I have a question for both of you. One is, if you think that there have been structural layout changes in the infrastructure of the college itself. So a few things that I remember, that the audio has got shifted. Everybody remembers audio?
Yes, all the boys do. Don't worry.
Okay. So that's got shifted. Then I remember the FISTA between the ANAT department and our medical Department of Medicine ka office. So few things have probably remained the same. Few things have changed. So I would request Mona and Pragati to touch upon those aspects. At the same time, because both of you have been seeing students now, if you feel that there have been a change in the type of students you are seeing, the exam pattern, I can't believe Mona can be strict with anybody. So I don't know what kind of exam she must be taking. So if you could just talk about exam pattern, syllabus, the hospital, the changes in the GS Medical College, that would be great.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. In the next few minutes, Mona and I will take you on a journey of what we were 30 years ago and to where we stand today as far as teaching is concerned. We all fondly remember our college building. That is just the same. And so are the lecture halls, the corridors, the practical class, the library building, barring a few renovations here and there. We were a batch of 180 students, which is a big number. We were divided into smaller batches of 10 for practicals. So there was a good connect with the batch teachers. Mona, you want to continue?
Yeah. First statement is I love KEM and I'm so happy to be here. Now we have a batch of 250 students. And the lecture theaters have not expanded. They are still the same size. And the students has to be always, before the lecture, we always hope that 50 students are not there so that we can accommodate whoever the students have come. Otherwise, there would be such an overloading in the theater. So it's difficult to teach, or you get more conscious here. And then now in the practical batches also have increased. There are per batches, we have 15 to 17 students. and it's difficult to remember everybody's name. So the connect goes little at a lower level. So those kind of the changes we experience as compared to when we were the students. Over to you, Pragati.
We used to follow syllabus of Mumbai University. So for practicals, we used to do some traditional methods like Sali's hemoglobin estimation, total WBC count by Newbar's chamber. We did chemical tests for proteins, sugars in urine, and so on. The paper pattern that we had MCQs, small, short answer questions, and long answer questions with 40 marks for each paper. The MCQs were mainly of the recall type. Whereas, Mona, do you want to talk about the current pattern?
The pattern now we follow is CBME, which is a competency-based medical education. That means most of them is applied. And so when I talk about is like applied pathology. So we are gone with our urine examinations. And so now it's more of the report interpretation. So in the exams, we give them a CBC report, urine report for interpretation. So, and other thing was we used to attend the autopsies. So that's also gone away, and so now they have a clinical path correlations, and so they miss out observing the live autopsies, or maybe the forensic is taking care of that. And then something new has been introduced with CBME batches, or the competency-based medical education is ATCOM. They have introduced what is ATCOM stands for is attitude, ethics, and communication. So that teaches them the communication skill as well as the empathy. So that's a new thing which has been added. And the practicals, the practical marks have been, the papers and the marks have been doubled. They have papers for 100 marks, theory papers are for 100 marks each. Even the practicals have gone for 100 marks. And something we used to have spot, how we remember the spots used to be there. Now they are replaced by OSPE. And this OSPE stands for an objective structured practical examination. So here they have to give importance, objectively you have to give importance to all the competencies. So that is what OSPE stands for. So this is, the pattern has changed. So over to you, Pragati.
We attended mainly chalk and board lectures. We were dictated notes, especially in physiology. We used to take it down, and everything was handwritten. We also had handwritten notes being circulated. I think it was some DK's notes which were getting circulated, which were available even in the bookshops. Whereas now it is no longer handwritten. Everything is digital. Mona, do you want to say?
Yeah. So nowadays we hardly see students with the books, but still we are those old timers. We still, although those laptops and the iPads are kept there, but still we like to open the books, and we are more used to those hard copy. And but the students roaming about, you would not see them with any hard copies, and their more focus is on the entrance. Of course, that's true also, but then it's like the amount of time they want to spend in their subjects in second year or first year is very less. It's more from second year they have this PG NEET classes like DAMS. They start focusing on that. So the trend is changing. So people are also changing. So yeah.
So we were students of the old curriculum, and we are teachers of the new curriculum. So henceforth, we should be able to see medical graduates who will be better equipped to interact with the society after MBBS, and that is what the CBME curriculum actually aims at.
But definitely the clinical skills of what we have learned was fantastic. But the student of this generation, the clinical skills, they are more of those digital students. So the clinical skills or examination is really reduced.
I think that has got a lot to do with the kind of teachers also that we have. Not that Pragati and Mona would be one of the best in the department, but having said that, because we had teachers who had so much of time for us, they could, sit back after college hours and we could learn. I mean, I remember anytime, like Dr. Natarajan sir has been warden of the boys hostel for like all these years. So anytime you could approach them, Dr. Shamkishore sir, I remember he used to sit back after college and we could just walk in with all our queries or anything. So nowadays with this new system, what I see is that even teachers are not always there after college hours. And I think that
they're running for the private practice. So
Yeah,
All things have seeped in. So
that is actually taking away some.
It's more with the clinical or third year subjects, but not for the second year or the first year subject. The teachers are there in the campus. Even the student temperament has also changed. So it's that.
So I think coming to know that, the skill level is changing is very important. I'm urging all of you to remain healthy for as long as you can.
Yes, I
and
agree.
not submit to the doctors who are going to come out today and treat you guys. So please, stay fit, stay healthy, and try to stay away from hospitals on the other side at least.
Yes.
So I think that was a very professorial overview of what has happened in KEM as far as academics is concerned, as well as the structure, what has changed. Lovely overview, Pragati and Mona. What do you think? If a batch of 92 were to appear in 23, would we be still cracking it or what?
Yes, you would definitely.
Thank you. So listening to Mona and Pragati, I remember our time का एक गाना कि किताबें बहुत सी पढ़ी होगी तुमने मगर किसी का चेहरा कभी पढ़ा है कि नहीं. But I'm sure we had a lot of people from our batch who were also reading each other's faces and falling in love. So I have to enumerate some of the couples from our batch here who kind of have made it because they have, like we say, marriages are made in heaven, but we can say that a lot of marriages of our batch has been made in GS Medical.
Yeah, and I always remember Dr. P.M. Pai, our first dean. I think it was virtually at the time of the first lecture, the first, kind of a introductory welcome talk. And she was like, now I think you people should start looking around. Huh? I took it very seriously.
So
they should start charging extra for matrimony services.
No, so I'm just for the sake
She
of
had
everybody.
also said that some of you must have joined to find good husband.
Yes, I remember that, Meghna.
So Meghna can't forget that.
Neither can Paru. She also got a good one.
So anybody wants to enumerate the couples who have been in our batch?
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. Parul Parikshit.
Okay, that's easy.
Anybody? Unmute and say.
Amita and Karan.
So let's ask Amita and Karan. They are on the call with us right now. Karan and Amita, can you unmute yourself and hi? Can you tell us
Hi guys.
Hey.
How is everyone? So lovely to see y'all. Well, we are just so happy to be here. We're celebrating our 25 years. We are in Italy. And sorry for all the noise. But it was so lovely to. What is the question, Jagrati? I couldn't hear. There's some music going on behind us.
The question is that how did you get so lovey-dovey and what has been GS Medical College's contribution to having the two of you celebrate your 25th anniversary today?
What would you say?
I don't know. I think for me, it was, love at first sight, right? I mean, first year, first few months in college. And after that, I was done, taken, signed off. So, but no, the college itself, it enabled us to study together. I think we studied for every test, every
I think we hassled and hassled together that we were bound to fall in love. But it's so lovely to have GS as the foundation for our love to blossom. And we've made so many friendships. In fact, Atul and Manish flew in for our 25th anniversary this year to Houston with their families. And it was so special. And we have so many friendships. So our lives have been, we've been together over 31 years and our lives have been interwoven with the web of love from everyone at GS and the friendships made there. So very special indeed.
Congratulations, Karan and Amita. And I'm also just enumerating some of the other couples that I remember. Apni Amma and Amit Sheth. Then no, they aren't there. Shraddha and Sid. Ambarish and Sonali Patange. Vishal and Shivani Gaur. Hemant and Pankaja. And then we also had others who benefited being in GS. Yes, Alkesh and Vishakha. And anybody else you remember? I know some others who benefited, who found their better half from, say, occupational therapy, from the junior batches, from senior batches like Sneha, Ashutosh, Harshu.
Avnish.
Avnish. Okay, I didn't know that. So yes, I think love has blossomed as much as friendship did in GS Medical, and I'm sure these couples will forever remember the time that they've had in GS Medical. And moving on to some of the people from our batch who have been, really kind of flourished currently in non-medical field or in they've got laurels. So we have Malav Shroff, who's into sailing, and he's been Parikshit, can you talk a little bit about Malav? When I asked him, he said, I'm just a confused entertainer.
Yeah, I think that about sums it up. But I mean, in general, it's always been a mystery as to what Malav has been up to. I think he's traveling today. He's on a plane, and he's, of course, a sailing champion. He's an Olympian. But he's also now in a very good position to influence sports infrastructure in our country. And a lot of work which has started probably about 8-10 years ago. I remember a conversation with him at that point, and lots that he's been doing with the government in the role of, a facilitator, really. To get India to where it is. For example, 100 medals in the Asian Games this year. Fantastic. I mean, lots of positives that have come out of those initiatives. So just like that, we've got Abhijit Pednekar, who's not exactly practicing medicine, but he's a head honcho and a big one in the corporate world. So Abhijit, just to turn the spotlight on you, your views on how, what GS gave you. Now you're in, like, not exactly doing medicine, but your thoughts about early origins, early times in GS, and what you use on a day-to-day basis going forward even today from those days.
Yeah, good evening. Thanks, Parikshit, thanks, Jax, and thanks everyone who has logged in. I think
Ketan was telling me also. He was like, go and meet her. She'll definitely listen.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think earliers were really, really good. We enjoyed the welcome hikes and meeting so many different people across Mumbai and the Latur gang and the whole, hostel experience. A lot of new experiences which can be overwhelming. Socially, I was kind of shy, I would say. I got along well with the boys, not so much with the girls. So I think those some of those times were slightly overwhelming, intimidating. And I think as we went through the first MBBS to the second and to the third, it kind of helped my personality open up with the kind of, different kinds of people that we encountered. It was great fun, both the college life as well as, the interactions we had in the hostel and so many other things that we learned for the first time. And I think the personality blossomed. One thing which I can remember hit me is that, most of us were like toppers in our respective schools. And when we came to GS, it kind of, it was difficult to find your identity because top 20% teachers remember, like Mona was mentioning, difficult to remember everyone's names. So top 20% like Parikshits of the world, Deepikas of the world, Jagrutis of the world, Ashutosh Singhs of the world, everybody knew, right? And bottom 20% also people kind of remembered because, they had to be kind of brought back into the mainstream. But what happens to the middle kind of people, like me, who were in the 70th or the 80th in a batch of 200? I kind of lost my identity for the first year or so. And then I realized that, how to differentiate yourself. So second year, I remember I started going to the gym. I started working on my singing skills because, to kind of make yourself heard and felt, I think you needed to have some other skills. So I started working on all those things. And I think I particularly grew in confidence. And you realize this later, when you're out of GS. I think one skill I can say that it has really inculcated in me is excellence in whatever you do. So, whatever work or task that you take, you have to really be excelling in that. And this I realized when, post our MBBS, my mom felt that, my personality was not kind of blooming up, and I used to not initiate conversations, especially with the fairer sex. So she said I should go to a personality development course. I joined British institutes, and I was the underdog because, everywhere there was all sobo crowd, youngsters full of energy. And I was slightly elderly by the standards that were there. And I was wondering, what am I going to do, in this 8-week course? And, what happened is towards the end of it, I kind of aced all the exams, whether it's like written or elocution or anything else, just by being a average student inside GS, 70th or 80th in a batch of 200. I found that just by being there and not doing anything, I had topped all the exams. And, suddenly after 8 weeks, all the teachers were giving my example as to, how you should be as a student. And then I realized that, my personality probably was already developed. Just I didn't know that, I had all these skills in me. And I think that changed my life in a big way. In internship, I went with that confidence, and I think I just let go of all the inhibitions. And I think I have since then taken the path less traveled, because, my MD was in public health, worked with the WHO for a while, and then moving on to the pharmaceutical industry has been quite an experience. And what I realized is that, while we need good clinicians, like what Parikshit was saying, to keep us healthy and hearty and, treat patients, you also need quality physicians in all aspects of the healthcare ecosystem. So you need good quality administrators in, say, healthcare institutions. You need good quality pharmaceutical physicians in pharma industry. And you need so many other people in IT, health tech, and so many other fields. And I think I learned that, and I'm carrying that torch ahead in terms of excellence in whatever I do. And today, when I meet youngsters and I'm involved in various projects of teaching youngsters leadership skills and so many other skills which are required, soft skills which are required for them to succeed, I think I carry that at the back of my mind, that one virtue of excellence which I learned at GS, and also the fact that as an institute, it takes care. We talk about Harvard Business School and so many of these Ivy League institutes. GS in itself, I would say, is like an Ivy League school because it teaches you those basic skills of medicine, and also excellence and leadership skills are honed right in the institute. So I think I owe that to the institute and also the set of people around you, because I think the more you get challenged with the group of people you study with, I think the better your game. And I think I must thank all of you to kind of help me in being what I am today.
Thanks, Abhi. Abhi, you've been a gentle, tall giant to all of us. And considering that now we are a little short of time, I want to touch upon a few people from our batch who has actually kind of have this thought of Jeena isi ka naam hai at their heart. So we have had some people who have done a lot of charity in the medical field itself after passing out from GS. So Hitesh Chheda is one who does amazing amount of charity work in his village. Till date, every weekend, every month end, he is there taking care of eye surgeries free of cost. But we have two people here today, Kalyan, who is responsible for turning Latur into a green place, who has done amazing amount of work, and all of us who are on the WhatsApp group are witness to the kind of work he's done. And we have Bharat Kumar Mahale, whom I call as the Amte of our batch, Baba Amte of our batch, who's done a lot of good work in the field of gynec and obs, reaching into the interiors of Maharashtra. So I want both of them to take center stage and talk a little bit about their experience and how life in GS has made them what they are today.
Thank you, Jagruti, for the opportunity. I was a person from a vernacular language, Marathi language. When I was in GSMC in 1992, I was a very simple person. But the connect between the gang of what we call hostelites, and we were around 27 of us together. And that's how it connected us together as a friends of life. And it has reflected a lot in our private practice today also, that I'm very social and has good practice, as well as when there was a drought in Latur in 2016, we realized that a team has to be made and we need to do a lot of plantation. And that's how we have a Green Latur Vraksha team, which now we have done around 1.2 lakh plantation in last 6 years. And we are very happy that water reservoir and even forest cover of Latur is increasing. I'm thankful to all my friends for making me what I am today because of their constant support. And they made me a small leader in GSMC, and that's how I could immaculate in my future. Thank you.
Kalyan, तुम हमारे health minister होने वाले हो. So Bharat, can you now unmute and talk about Bharat? Yeah.
Hello, Jagruti.
Yes, Bharat.
Actually, I'm from Palghar. When I joined in KM hospital, it was a very new experience for me, because I haven't been means I'm from the small village, so it was a shock literally for me. And but after in first MBBS I used to do up down from Thane, but from second MBBS when I joined hostel gang, then the life was much easier. And then the whole Latur gang and other hostelites, I was very much comfortable with that atmosphere. And luckily I got the post graduation in the KM only. And then then after completing MD Gynec in Wadia Hospital, I then decided to join government service in Palghar only. And then since last 20 years, I am working here in Government Institute. And since last 1 year, I am working as a medical superintendent in rural hospital in Mokhada, which is interior-most taluka of Palghar. And almost 90% of people out here are tribal. And when I joined, that time the situation was so worse that almost 70 to 60% deliveries they used to conduct at home. And now that percentage has gone up to 95% institutional deliveries now they are conducting. And I'm very glad to work here because this is my native place. And this is all because of our institute, because motto of our institute was non-CBCed omnibus, that is not for self, but for all. And that has inspired me to do everything. And this honesty and hard work, which I got from KM Hospital, I'm continuing with that throughout my life.
Wow, Bharat, we are so proud to be your batchmate, and I'm sure nobody has heard you itna lamba in our entire career of GS Medical College. So thank you so much for telling us what you've been doing. And all of us are, and as we see, our batch is like spread far and wide, right? From the most interior places of Maharashtra to US and New Zealand, Australia, and every such place. I would just like to, I mean, I don't want to miss out saying the first that our batch are. So we were the first batch to have a rock show during Avishkar 94, thanks to Taklia Manoj Gandhi, our own drummer.
Rockstar.
Yeah, the rock star. And then ours was the first batch, according to Dr. P.M.Pyle, who was our dean at that time, to contribute to the Poor Box Dean Fund during our oath-taking ceremony. And she was very touched. It was probably a very small token. I don't even remember. But she had, in fact, even written it in our the yearbook or the memory book that we have. Ours was also the first batch who went through the BMC AMO-ship. And I'm sure all of us have gained, like at that point of time, maybe what seemed like a task or like losing a year of our life turned out to be one of the most enriching experiences of our life. I spent a whole year with Deepika, so that was my own personal joy. And I mean, we have had an amazing time of our lives being in GS Medical College. And all of us want to do this and say, Chak chaka chak chakmak chakmak. Who are we?
Who are we? GS.
Right.
Yes,
Right. So I want people to just unmute and say, what does GS Medical College mean to you?
One by
So,
one,
like,
please.
you know,
So maybe I'll name and
yeah,
then
Parikshit,
you can
do
talk.
that, yes.
That'll just make it easier. And I'll go to the people who haven't said anything
Yes.
through today evening. And let me see who comes up on my screen first. It's Aditi.
Parikshit, can you come back to me? I'm driving.
Yeah,
I'll
no
be parking in
problem.
a few
Zeenal
minutes.
then.
Zeenal, unmute yourself.
Yes. Hello, everybody. Good evening. Nice to see all of you. So I have very good memories with KEM because I joined KEM in second year, as you all know. And I was a complete lost dude, not knowing where am I, because, you know, that mental stress of being with toppers, like, you know, ye to all India level ke toppers hai, pata nahi main kya karungi. But then I was a university level topper in Pune. I did top in Mumbai also. So then very good memory about KEM is that all of you all really accepted me wholeheartedly and, you know, welcomed ki, "Arey yaar, tu hamare jaisi hai, hum ek hi hai." So I think that's one good thing about KEM, that everybody is equal. And I have very good memories with college is that the katta, the chai, the sharing of the notes, and the khufia clinics. I think the khufia clinics is something which I can never forget all my life. And I keep telling my daughter also, I said, pata hai, baad mein pata chalta tha ki clinic chal raha hai. But I think that's one quality which made us really learn more. And we really learned a lot because of the khufia clinics, the side room clinics. So they were very nice. Thank you to all
And
of you
there
all
was
for
one
organizing it.
particular individual who was really active in those khufia clinics.
Ashutosh,
She's
of
right
course.
there in the corner of my screen. Tejasri, your take.
Think, I think this is the longest time I have kept quiet and I've been listening to all of you. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Yeah, so I'm so happy. I mean, you know, like all of you have said everything, and really, I mean, for me, GS and the GS spirit, you know, it will always stay with me. And I think like the Gosumec thing, that who are we GSites, you know, it's there in all our hearts, and you know, we are connected in a very special way, so that even after so many years when we meet, I feel that we immediately click and we start having fun, and you know, we become young and carefree again. And I think that feeling is really beyond words. Like I'm in Dubai right now, and I connected with Nagnath, I connected with Anjali. When I came to Bombay, I connected with Tushar, Tana, and this reunion which we had, I connected with all of you. And I think I really connected more in the reunion and now than what I was, during the GS days. I think that time I used to just study. So I was, yeah.
Okay, over to you, Sanjeev.
Hello.
Yeah, so Parikshit, for me, JS is non-CB set omnibus. Just to make it short and sweet, that's all it is, and it says a lot. It says a lot about what JS is.
Okay, we have Deepika, and then
Harshu.
Yeah, there's Harshad.
Sunita, Ahuja.
Yeah. So we are just lining you guys up.
Okay. So I think again, it's really just been, it was an amazing experience and it continues to be. So I think, I've made so many friends in so many different ways, from Parul's Jeans connections and forming our group to our K batch, which was just a bunch of nerds thrown together. And we had so much fun in Lonavala, and we fully wearing all our salwar kurtas went into the water park in Karjat. And we actually loved hanging out together to Jagrati. I just can't say enough in emoship and residency and lifelong friendships. And then Ashutosh, we connected after over my dad's illness, but again, I can't thank you all enough. So I'm going to get all sentimental, but I just feel like, it's, and at the reunion, I formed new friendships with people that I wasn't really friends before, but just having been at GS is that connection that always bonds us together.
Wow. Sunita, Harshad, who's speaking next?
Let Harshad speak first.
Yeah. Hi. I mean, I think the good thing that has happened with our batch further with time is all those divides about Latur, Hostelite, Bombayite has broken down as we have grown up. I think that's a lot more important. These divides were caused these partitions because we were, I think, immature. We've grown up with time, and we realized that all of us are really good. Today, if you ask me, we actually now are a batch of 92 together because there's no divisions between all of us. That's the good part of it. You can't take GS out of somebody. A week back, last Sunday, I went to drop my daughter off to Bombay Central for her picnic. 11 o'clock we got free. The train left. I said, "Abhi kya karte hain?" In the end, we finally though I'm a Thanite, so Bombay becomes technically a different city for me nowadays. And in the end, finally at 11 o'clock we went to Aditi, had dinner at Aditi, and then walked around KM. So that's how KM is. It's a part of your life.
Aditi. Aditi, unmute.
Hi, sorry. Yes, sorry. I was driving and I just parked. So, no, I just wanted to say, I think, Parul alluded that wish she had made more friends, but I think that is one thing that I was lucky about, that I was with my last name in many different batches and made friends with people from all over the country. And I was very fortunate to have all sorts of different friends that brought so much joy and taught me so much when I was at GS. And I was driving my daughter, she's an archer. I was driving her to her archery lesson and she was listening to all of us talk. And I said, I wish, of course, success for you, but this is what I wish for you, that at the end of 30 years, you are still in touch with these friends. And I said, of any of these people who are speaking today, if I just pick up the phone and ask them for a favor, that will be done within the same day. So just having those kind of relationships, we are so fortunate that we were able to build that. And that's something that we can have for the rest of our lives. And of course, I think that, and of course, we got the best education, the best experiences in terms of just seeing the volume of patients. But I think this is what I value the most, that every time I meet any of you, it was like I have seen you last week. It never seems like it has been a long time. And I'm just so glad that I'm coming into this meeting not feeling like, oh, I haven't seen anybody. I'm coming into this meeting feeling like I know most things about most of you. So I'm really happy that we are so well connected.
Sunita.
Exactly, just what Aditi said. Even I feel I've missed out so many meetings, but being here today with all of you, I feel as if I'm actually connected with all of you all. It's been so many years that I've not seen very few people who've been here to Barcelona. I have met them, but otherwise I've not seen anybody else. It's been a very long time. And I'm very happy that we all are connected. And it's one of the groups that I always keep checking, the WhatsApp group. And the other groups I normally don't even answer. So I'm really, really very happy and I'm really excited. It's been a really good meeting and there were so many things that I didn't know about people, like all the work that everybody is doing. I don't know what more to say.
Sorry, and I want to say one more thing that, that's one of my favorite memories, Sunita, seeing you when I came to Barcelona. And anywhere I travel or if anybody comes to Florida, I try my best to either drive and see them. Last time I drove and saw Dave Vaz, and just seeing how everybody's so happy and successful in their lives. And I try to make every effort to connect with whoever is close to me. And I know that all of you make that special effort. So my visit to Barcelona and hanging out with Sunita's family was amazing.
Exactly. Actually, Aditi was the first one who started with all this, being connected with people. She was the first one who actually called me up from Florida. And she told me that she's going to be here to Barcelona. And as I didn't know her so much, I finally said, okay, fine, I'll be there. I gave up one of my duties to be with her. And I think in the 10 days period, I think if I'm not mistaken, Aditi, you were here for 10 days or 7? She was more with my son.
10 days.
Me, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Manjusha, Ujjwala, Kuntal. Any one of you could unmute and speak?
Yeah.
Yes, Ujjwala. Reshma.
Yeah, hi everybody. Okay, can I? Yeah, can you hear?
Yes.
Oh, Manjusha is speaking or?
Tu bol de.
Acha. Thank you. I was waiting for my turn actually. Actually, I was waiting for my turn. Anyways, so really, GS is. I mean, it's hard to describe in words what it was to us. It has directly, indirectly, it is become a part of us. So now my daughter is at science second year. So I was at her hostel yesterday night, and I slept in her hostel actually, and everything. It was like it comes back. It was like that when we were there. Abhi aise tha, and what Mona and Pragati were saying. So all these things. Tab aise tha, abhi aise hai. Tum log aise the. All those conversations happen so routinely now. So yeah, but GS has. It's more than it's very hard to describe, but to be with a bunch of like all amazing people, not just in academics. You realize afterwards, soon after, us samay to itna kuch pata nahi tha. Like we were also like, frankly, when I came in first year, I was just trying to find my feet, and very few people we knew, the hostelite gang. But over the years, as we met you people, and lot of you are just more than academics, so much more to it we come to know from the group now. You name it and it's there, like artists, singers, whatever. So yeah, so it has been great knowing all of you, and yeah, thanks to all of you.
Manju, Manisha, Reshma, just quick, because Dr. Natarajan has given us some deadline.
Okay. Hi. Yeah, it's so nice to connect with everyone. Hello?
Yes.
Oh, can you hear me? Okay. Yes. I was so sorry to miss the reunion a couple of months ago, but it's so great to see everyone. And for me, GS means so many things. The friendships, katta, the wards, dissection hall, like Zina said, the secret clinics, they were huge. But just overall, it's been like, and I can resonate with some of the other things everyone is saying, where Abhijit said, like, I was the average person there. I wasn't the topper, I wasn't the lowest one, I was just average. But it's so great about GS that even the average person can excel so much everywhere, even on an international stage. So I'm really, really very thankful for all my years spent with GS, with all of you guys, and it's so great to connect with you again.
Great. Manju, Mansi, Shashank, anybody? Manju, unmute.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Yeah, I would like to say a few words. GS has really formed the personality. Like, I had no personality before coming to GS, but it has really infused confidence. Anywhere you go, and it gives you a lot of positive energy. When my son is doing MBBS, I always keep on comparing. GS is GS, It is an amazing combination of academics and non-academic things also. I would like to add one thing. We have bonded better after we have left MBBS. And I think that should continue later on also. And that's all.
Mansi, Gautam has joined. Nice to see you.
I have to go, so I'm going to jump in and say hello to everybody. I'm so glad to see everyone, and I just wanted to just reminisce for 2 seconds. I think when we walked through the GS halls, it was like going to an Ivy League school, like somebody mentioned. I think Abhijit did. The beautiful architecture, the education was palpable. I think the knowledge was palpable. I think people were so passionate about what they were doing and so selfless about their lives. I think all our professors, were just so selfless and so smart, and we are so lucky to have had the opportunity to learn from them. And I think GS is still world-class a college to learn from, and I'm really fortunate. I think I won the lottery when I said yes that time to Pradnya Pai, and I got into GS. I think all our friendships have been just worth cherishing. I, like so many of you mentioned, I wish I had talked to everybody and made more friends when I was there. And I feel bad that I've missed so many reunions, but I hope that I can make it to some. Again, if you ever, any of you come to LA, please do look me up and I'm happy to host you.
So I just
Bye-bye.
intervene for a minute before everybody keeps on leaving. People are saying we are missing reunions. Right now, mark your date, 5th and 6th August 2028. Okay, I'm giving you a lot of time for that now. Okay, 5th, 6th August 2028. You can't say now we were not told before. So
2028.
That's 5 years down the line. That's the 5-year reunion. Before that, we meet, obviously welcome.
5 years down.
Okay. Yeah. So
that's the centenary.
Yes, yes. So
you know,
that's
the
5
older
years.
it takes longer for us to plan things. So you know, this is a 5-year plan going back to Nehru days.
Yeah.
I think it's time to wrap up this absolutely wonderful reminiscing session. Part of it is historical. I think there are some facts which we did put across, and one very sad fact was that we lost a couple of classmates in this journey of the last 30-35 years. Polly, of course, and we lost her a few years back, and Gunjan Kapoor. Unfortunately, that's how life goes. And we lost these very wonderful souls too early really. I'm just going to play a small clip from the last reunion, and I think we'll leave things over there.
Parik, voice is not heard again. I think
Jagrati, you sing.
Yes. जिंदगी मिलके बिताएंगे, हाल दिल गा के सुनाएंगे, हम तो 7 रंग है, ये जहां रंगी बनाएंगे. Thank you, everyone. And I want to thank Natarajan sir for constantly sending me messages so that I don't miss out on any single day thinking about this reunion in my mind. I also want to thank Parikshit for giving me such wholehearted support, and to all of you who found time on an India-Pakistan match to be here today for GS Medical College. So just let's end up with again saying with a heart, and I want somebody to take like a screenshot if possible, because my hands are going to be tied. Say chak chaka chak chak mak chak mak. Who are we?
GSI.
Who are we?
GSI.
Who are we?
GSI.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, do you want to
Thank you, evening.
Thank you, Jagrati.
Natarajan sir, you want to say? Natarajan sir is showing us his heart.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, it was so much fun listening to all that and being a part of few of your memories as well. And I just want to lend a vote of thanks. But before that, we would like to play a video on the reflections by Dr. Swarupa Bhagwat. So I would like to request Badal sir to play the video.
Thanks, Varun and Aditi, for giving us a lot of support.
Very good evening to you all. It is indeed my pleasure to speak about Reflections on Medical Humanities, annual volume published by Dr. Manu.V.L.Kothari, Chair and Division of Medical Humanities, Gosumec Alumni Association, under the patronage of Dr. Sangeeta Rawat, Dean, St. GS Medical College and KEM Hospital, Mumbai. The first issue of Reflections was published in the year 2019, the theme being History of Medicine, Looking Back to Improve the Future. The book comprises invited essays, poems, cartoons, quiz, crossword, and articles which were published before in different medical journals on evolution of branches and development of specialties in healthcare, great personalities and inventions in medicine and healthcare overall. The issue for the year 2020 was based on interpersonal relationships in healthcare. Again, invited essays and cartoons on doctor-patient relationship, doctor-doctor relationship, and medical teacher-student relationship were included. For the year 2021, we chose very apt theme of COVID-19, the human angle. Essays and poems in English, Hindi, Marathi, paintings and photographs contributed by teaching and non-teaching staff and students of said GS Medical College and KEM Hospital who shared their experiences both on personal and professional fronts during the pandemic. The theme for the year 2022 was literature and medicine. It is a collection of articles, book reviews, and poems in English, Hindi, and Marathi, and also paintings and cartoons related to the theme. Now, for the years 2023 and 24, the proposed theme is Reminiscences, Our Days at St. GS Medical College and KEM Hospital. As we move towards the centenary year of our institution, let our fond memories come alive in the form of nostalgic writings about our learnings, not only medicine, but also life lessons that we learned here. Let us talk about our devoted teachers who inculcated values and shaped our lives, priceless friendships which we cherish lifelong. Our writings will instill a feeling of pride and a sense of belonging in all of us, the readers of the book. We, as well as the future generations of students, will understand the power and beauty of expression and reflections. We will be enlightened about the history and glory of our institutions, past students who have contributed to the welfare of the society, and the role model teachers and mentors. We know, irrespective of the generation, we are bound by a common bond of being GSites. However, we also need to accept and adapt to changes which are inevitable following technological advances and societal transformations. At the same time, the students will learn that even though the changes are occurring, the humanitarian values and principles of ethics are unchanging. Hence, we appeal that the reminiscence and nostalgic memories shared on this platform of virtual reunions be expressed in the form of writings to be included in our next issue of Reflections. I, Dr. Swarupa Bhagwat, Editor Reflections and Associate Professor, Department of Transfusion Medicine at this institution, will be privileged to connect with the individual batch coordinators for sharing more details regarding the same. Thank you very much.
We'd like to thank our Dean, Dr. Sangeeta Rawat Madam, and Academic Dean, Dr. Pathak, for their continued support and encouragement. We also thank the Gosumec Alumni Association for administrative support, for correspondence and financial transactions of Dr. M.V.L.Kothari, Chair and Division of Medical Humanities. We thank Mr. Tushar and Mr. Badal for audiovisual and technical support, Dr. Maitre for video recordings. Last but not the least, a big thank you to the batch for your enthusiastic participation and reminiscing all those fond memories. So thank you for everyone present here.
Badal, the recording can be stopped now. Hello, Badal.
You can come say hi.
Sir,
Yeah,
you
yeah, sure,
say
sir, sure.
something.
Thanks.
Natarajan sir, please say something.
See, we all got together, okay, TEAM, team. Together, everyone achieves miracle. Yeah, okay. Now the line will be disconnected. So the best so far.
Oh wow!
Of all the events. Yeah.
Thank
Okay. Still till end December 24, the batches are going to come up. But I don't know how many